I want to talk to you about interpretation. I put a post in earlier. The interpretation you give something is not necessarily the interpretation someone else gives it. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm going to give you a scenario. I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios. The one scenario is that two people are driving down a hill in a car, and all of a sudden they come up behind somebody who's going incredibly slowly. They're all but stopping on each corner, and the driver of the car behind him is getting really frustrated because he's running late and he can't understand why this is happening. And so his interpretation is that this person in front of him just can't drive, that they're useless, that they're idiots or whatever. And the other person might say, well, there could be a reason that they're driving like that. It seems to me that they might have something breakable in the car that they're trying to protect, or they have an animal in the car and they don't want to upset the animal. So there's different interpretations of that scenario. And this happens a lot. You see this all the time. And the other scenario I wanted to put to you is that, say you're working in the office and somebody's coming in every day and they don't say hello, good morning, and they look sad and they look grumpy and they have very little to do with anyone. And so the interpretations there are that this person doesn't like working here, they don't like the team, why bother having anything to do with them? But their interpretation could be totally different. It could be you have to put yourself in that person's situation, and you don't know what the situation is. Exactly with the very slow car driver, unless you stop them and ask them, you do not know what's happening. You have no answer. You do not know the truth. And the same with the person coming into the office. It could be that they're looking after a dangerously ill parent or partner. It could be that they've got financial problems. It could be that they walk into the office every day and think, nobody likes me, nobody here likes me, why bother? Okay, totally different interpretation. And where I'm going with this is if you go and put negative interpretations on things, then your whole day is going to run into negativity. It's going to happen. You're going to feel negative. If every time you come into heavy traffic and somebody cuts in front of you or whatever, and you just automatically put a totally negative interpretation on it, then you're ruining your own day. It has nothing to do with them. It only has to do with the interpretation you put on anything. And so if you've got colleagues at work or partners at home who tend to look at these things, put negative interpretations on something, I would like you to give them the opportunity of looking at different interpretations. Okay, so if they're coming up with something negative, then put a positive interpretation there for them. People don't change overnight, but sometimes just putting that positiveness in there will help somebody have a much better day than they otherwise would have. So in the comments, please give me feedback on this. I'm sure you've got your own stories to tell. And also, don't forget to visit Rediscovering.Coach and sign up for the 7-day free e-course there, or give it along to somebody else. You never know how much that will help you. So until the next time.